Scott Narver, I'm excited for the show. I would say that we're in like a new era.
Jake Lloyd Bacon, I have to admit, I'm excited too, but we're in a Netflix era now, which means things are changing.
Okay, like what?
You're not famous enough to be on the show anymore.
Wait, what?
You're just not famous enough to be on the show anymore. You're being replaced.
But what about you? You're not famous either.
It's not about what-isms, Jake. It's about who's more famous, and we have someone to replace you.
Who?
Scripps.
Scripps? Nobody even knows what the motherfucker sounds like.
That, it doesn't matter. He's just a little bit more famous than you.
Fine, I'll just pack my things then.
Corey Graves, fallout with WWE, and more today on Pro Wrestling Palskis.
My things are all in a plastic bag. Hey, Scott Narver.
Hey, Jake Lloyd Bacon.
I'm here. Thank you so much for letting me back into the room and on the program.
Well, Scripps fell off the roof. What can I say?
It's a dangerous line of work.
Yeah. All our best to Scripps and those who have to deal with him at the hospital.
Thanks to everybody joining us for the super exclusive patron-only live stream. We are here with all the Patreon Palskis. If you want to join in the fun and watch these live as we record them and yell at us via the chat, you got to head on over to patreon.com/PWPalskis. And of course, we must acknowledge our current PWP champ for January 2025, Alex Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Alex will defend that championship against every single patron next month, the first episode of February 2025.
To the death.
To the death. That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm okay.
This is not CGI behind me. We're really in your house still. Nothing burnt down. A la Seth freaking Rollins and his horrible message to the world after being in LA.
Yeah, it was pretty. You shouldn't have played that song. You
should have played that song. Plays that song.
I mean, I really feel like they came to LA on Netflix. He came out, said burn it down. Nearly the entire city burned it down.
He lost his match with CM Punk.
Yes.
Probably bitter. Started a fire. Son of a bitch.
We are the new Dragon's Den here is up to the northeast of what most people consider Los Angeles. We are in the Crescenta Valley,
okay,
which is incredibly close to the Eaton fire at Eaton Canyon. Eaton Canyon is where Alexandra and I go and take the dogs, and we hike up to the waterfall up there. Very close here to Altadena, Pasadena, all hit incredibly hard by the fire. We got very lucky in the sense of our proximity did put us on a evacuation. But I truly believe that the evacuation was more about health than about property.
Okay.
And about the ease of them getting access to the neighborhood and air, yes, air quality, all that stuff. So we were evacuated very early.
Did you go to Del Taco? Where was your where was your place to go to?
We just so here's the thing is we're literally one block into the evacuation zone.
Okay.
So like 20 feet in that direction, they were not asked to evacuate. Right. So It was like we're right on the cusp. And so not that we did not take it seriously by any means, because we did. We got an alert on our phones Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. We on the app.
You didn't.
No, she did, and woke me up.
Yeah. I know.
We left immediately after a half hour or so. And I had a feeling because of how far away, like the proximity, I had a feeling that it would not last that long. I mean, it would have taken a very major, even bigger, crazy incident, which isn't hard to imagine because this whole thing has been a crazy incident. But so we did not make plans to go specifically stay anywhere yet. We also did not want to take an Airbnb or a room from people who maybe would definitely need it more long term. So we decided to wait it out. So we got in the car, we packed our bags, grabbed the dogs, and we literally just drove to the center of the San Fernando Valley. We drove to like Studio City area, which was like the least affected in the middle of everything. And we just got a late breakfast. We hung out in the car. We just kind of meandered. The air quality was still so bad that we were just like in the car with the air circulating, not coming from outside. So it's not like we went and enjoyed the day. We just kind of, it was like
no farting rule.
The world, that's an impossible task in this family. Okay. We are a family who farts, FWF forever. But it was sort of like the world's saddest road trip where we just like went to a town over where we, you know, and we just kind of hung out in the car.
Right.
And by late afternoon, the evacuation was cleared. We were reduced to an evacuation warning zone, which meant be ready to leave, but you can be there. And so we returned same day. By that night, around 5 p.m., we were home, and we remained on an evacuation warning for quite a few days until eventually that was let go, reduced or whatever. We're fine. The air quality up here is really bad. We've got air purifiers all over. We've got humidifiers running. Like the air quality is rough. Walking the dogs is really tough. It's really bad outside. Both rough and tough. And occasionally it's tumble.
Oh shit.
But we're good. We are very lucky, and not all of our friends were so lucky. And so it's been very, very emotionally charged here for a lot of reasons. There's a little bit of...
I expected to see some sleeping bags or something around potentially.
Because of our proximity, we actually had friends who had to evacuate the day prior to us, the Tuesday when it all started. And when he told us, I told Alexander, like, are we dickheads for not offering? But the reality is we're all so close. It's not like we were in the valley. Yeah.
All clear.
Exactly. And so we did not take people in because we didn't.
We might do it all over again.
Yeah. I was like, why are you going to come here with your 3 children? And then all 8 of us, or whatever the math is on that, have to get in a car with 2 dogs and, you know. So we didn't take in the stragglers, but it's scary, man. Like I have some friends who've lost everything. I have some friends who lost a little bit, but also like like I have one friend who honestly the luck is outstanding. His house and then one house on either side of him are standing, and they're the only one standing on the block. Like the entire block is gone except for his house in the middle and the 2 on either side. And it's like even the people behind, like it's just sheer luck, whatever reason. Right. Something didn't catch, the wind caught in a certain way. Something was blocking Embers something. Yep. Fell. And it's insane. The fire departments and all of the men and women working to fight the fires are gods among men out here. Like the fact that it wasn't worse than it was is incredible. People see it, and I know if you're not in LA or if you didn't get firsthand, there's a lot of these fucking idiots online talking about, if they only did this, like, they don't have water, they don't have mismanaged. Yeah.
Now, you can do that for wrestling, which we will do here very soon.
100%. But like,
no.
Just literally look up somebody posted somebody's ring camera from Altadena that caught like everything. And you're dealing with hurricane. It's a hurricane with fire, but also imagine if the water in a hurricane made more water. That doesn't happen.
The dry climate.
Fire makes more fire.
Yeah.
So it's, it was insane. And it was super scary. And we're still kind of on alert. We still have bags packed. Like we're still like ready to go, even though it does seem to be we're in the clear unless the Santa Ana winds surprise us again, and then anything can change.
Right.
But we also, the Eaton fire was the big one that we talked about. Eaton and Palisades, the 2 giant fires that are still not contained as of right now, day of recording, almost a week and a half later, still burning. But there was another fire, literally a very small one that got to 4 acres right here, just on the mountain right here. We were very afraid that one would turn into an Eaton or they would connect, in which case we would have been in significantly more danger, because that is just a few football fields away. And they explained like the rate that the fire was increasing was literally about 300 yards per minute. So like 3 football fields in a minute.
Yeah.
And it just kept doing that until literally I think it's at like 1,700 acres have been destroyed in Eaton. Palisades is even more than that. But anyways, we're okay. Horrible. Alex Pierce, current champ in the chat, says my childhood home went down in a Palisades fire. That's tragic. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know that it was still in the family or not, but it's still an insane and horrible thing to just know. It's really, man, it sucks. But anyways, we are very healthy and happy to be healthy and happy to be safe.
I don't know if you're very healthy.
No, I mean, listen, you and I, for as much shit as we eat,
I don't eat shit.
I've
heard bad things.
I've seen. We don't drink, and people don't give credit to how bad alcohol is for you. Like, I think in the next
people
10
don't
years,
give credit for that.
Whatever, Tamina. Listen, get fucking Scripps back in here if you want a more professional, more famous person.
I'm
okay,
begging.
If you want someone more famous, get fucking Scripps.
I tried. I had him.
I don't even know what I was
You're trying to make a TikTok
anymore.
before it's
I
all
don't know
over.
what I was saying anymore. It doesn't matter.
No one does.
Nobody cares. Anyways.
I'm sorry about your friend Mel Gibson. I hope that he's able to recuperate soon.
Fuck.
I know it's tough between you guys, and he'll be staying over here soon.
He doesn't.
We get to work on.
He doesn't like
too.
me. He said I had too much of a Jewy vibe about me.
Well, that's true.
But
bacon's in your last name, so how could that be? It's forbidden.
I did. I've had more than a few Jewish girlfriends who have made those horrible jokes. Like, sorry, bacon. That shit's not kosher. Oh boy.
And then they set your house on fire. Awful women. To hell with them.
Anyways.
Well, good. I'm glad you're good. Sorry about your friends, though.
Yeah, it's been scary times here in LA, man. But it's an incredibly strong, resourceful, and powerful community, and it's.
Yeah, there's some really positive, great things. Jimmy Kimmel has shown that off. You can see that
package that he made
of people helping and coming together.
It's a double-edged sword though, because I shouldn't even get on this thread, but I'm just going to finish this thought and then we can move on to wrestling. A double-edged sword because it's like beautiful to see how the community takes care of each other, and it's absolutely fucking pathetic that they have to. That our government is stunted in such a way that it is. That the irony that capitalism always fails in tragedies, and socialism is the only outlet, is literally the community. How many GoFundMe's are at? That's just socialism, okay? Meanwhile, insurance companies have made out like bandits. Real estate landlords are already destroying the rent market as it is in LA. That's just going to become 10 times worse. Like, this is going to be catastrophic capitalism at its worst. And so it is a little bit of like, oh, look how sweet it is. Look, this is great. I love the community. I hate that the community is the only thing we have to rely on in this country. Soapbox done. Sorry.
Well, coming up with the show, we're going to have Tyrus with a counterpoint to that. And that'll be fun. We're looking forward to that. And next week, Glenn Jacobs comes in. And we'll let everyone know that fire is okay.
I would gladly
Fire is our friend.
Fucking, you know what? Did we check to make sure he didn't start this shit?
No, again, I think it's Seth Rollins.
Fucking Trumper piece of shit,
It's
Glenn
Seth.
Jacobs.
Seth. He endorses burning it down. He lost. He's been whining a bunch. CM Punk wouldn't do that. He was hanging out with Kieran Culkin. Who's not recognized on Raw.
That was amazing. I know, not recognized. His brother was. I think that was Kieran who was like, don't do that to me.
Did you see the clip afterwards?
Where he was like, didn't you win something? It's like, yeah, this is how I celebrate. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, I won a Golden Globe last night.
Yeah. And now I'm here. This is how I celebrate.
Yeah.
God, that was great.
Yeah.
And but then Punk went, I won something too. And he pointed at the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Like, that was fun. That was the only good part of that entire fucking Raw show. Not the only good part.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious. But
and that wasn't on the Raw show.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't
on social media.
It was on social media. I meant the match, I guess. Anyways, what are we doing today? We're talking about news. We have a lot of stuff to chat about. I'm sorry that I soapboxed. I'm a little heated. I'm a little emotional. It's been a very emotionally charged couple weeks. I keep zipping this up and unzipping it and then re-zipping it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm not comfortable.
Yeah, it's the bottom half that I'm worried about that you keep zipping and unzipping.
Oh, you're not worried about shit.
I am.
I'm going to try to center myself.
The cameras won't see it.
Let's talk about wrestling. Mike Lucas in the chat. I keep forgetting it's not Sunday. This stream today is messing me up. Well, congratulations.
I got trips. I'm doing things.
Scripts. I thought you said you couldn't get scripts.
No, I'm doing trips, not scripts.
Oh, trips, not scripts.
Scripts is on a trips.
Is it TRYPS?
What?
Trips. TRYPS.
Yeah, trips.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see Cirque du Soleil and go, where's Scripps? Why is he not in this? So yeah, news. Babies. Jake loves baby news. And we got baby news. So there's a new baby in the world of wrestling. You're excited for this?
In the world of wrestling?
In the world of.
In both worlds?
Yeah. It's a dual world. This is a real TKO baby. Are you excited for this? UFC
maybe.
Hall of Famer and former 3-time WWE Women's Champion Ronda Rousey and husband Travis Brown have welcomed the birth of their second child together. In an Instagram post, Rousey announced the birth of their couple's second daughter. And as for the name, that's on you, pal. I am not touching it.
Meaning, like, reading it?
Yep.
Do you want me to read it?
You go right ahead. Is it accessible to you?
Yeah, if it's in our sheet here.
Sure is. Top story.
Okay, I'll try to read. Oh, fuck. What did I sign myself for? All right. I don't think the first one's that bad. I think it's Liko Ula. Liko Ula is the first name. Liko Ula.
Go for it.
Pa'almahina Kaipia. Pa'almahina Kaipia. Pa'almahina Kaipia, I think. Pa'almahina Kaipia. Brown.
Like
the last name is Brown.
Spell.
I like last name. I do feel like I'm at fucking Hogwarts right now.
Yeah. My toes are inverted. What happened?
That's my Vada Kedavra impression.
Is it?
Brown.
I don't know.
Last name Brown. I think Liko Ula is a really cute name. The second one's tough. As a person who doesn't speak whatever this language that they're, is a Samoan? It seems like these are like names of Samoan people.
Well, I mean, look, bloodline's a real big thing. If she's getting back in, she wants an in.
She just named her kid something,
That's big great. and that seems like it would fit in. So she's got an in.
Okay,
because no one told her, hey, someone's named Solo. There's another one named Jacob. She's like, what? Ah, fuck! I would have gone with Lucy. Shit. But with life comes death, and this one really bummed me out. WWE Hall of Famer, baseball legend Bob Uecker passes away at age 90. Statement from Uecker's family said he had been battling lung cancer since early 2023. Uecker called Brewers games for more than 5 decades following a 6-year career as a baseball player. Famous for his self-deprecating humor and quick wit, Uecker also has had success in Hollywood, starring in the Major League movie series and the TV show Mr. Belvedere. He appeared as a regular guest on Tonight Show and in commercials for Miller Lite, and Johnny Carson is credited as giving Uecker his Mr. Baseball nickname. In WWE, Uecker played a role at both WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 4, including serving as the guest ring announcer for one of the most famous pro wrestling matches of all time. He introduced Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant for their WrestleMania 3 match and announced Hogan as the winner. And Uecker joined the WWE Hall of Fame in 2010 as that year's celebrity inductee. One of the best.
Yeah, I mean, this is sad. He did have a very long, illustrious career, and it seems like the kind of guy. I mean, I don't know his personal life, but he seems like the kind of guy who like really enjoyed life. Maybe that's just the persona, so you try to celebrate that. But a guy with that voice getting throat cancer or
lung.
It was lung cancer. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. I was gonna make a.
That's the Bobby Heenan. Right. Not fair. This world is not fair.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, I think he 100% started on my radar as a kid because of Major League. Like Major League.
And Mr. Belvedere, me too. Like,
yeah.
The right time. I watched the shit out of that show.
I'm sure that I did. I don't recall it as much. Mm-hmm. I think because I didn't rewatch it. Like I rewatched Major League constantly throughout my entire life.
Just a bit outside.
He's just so funny and
so charming,
so quick. Yeah. And Mr. Like that, Carson nailed it. Like that's the voice. Like he is the voice. God, I just love him.
There are amazing stories by Artie Lang and by Norm Macdonald that are told on Howard Stern's show.
Right.
And those clips are circulating like crazy.
Sure.
I'd seen him before, but they talk about he's one of the filthiest people just in the way he speaks.
Right.
Every other word is fuck.
Right.
Except for when he's in a professional setting.
I know a little something about that. Yeah.
And then he just, he can turn it on, turn it off.
Sure.
But they said they were sitting up with him at a Brewers game, and he's got the cough button. For those who don't know, for broadcasting,
it's a mute.
You for you'd cough and you'd mute yourself real quick and go right back into your play-by-play. Oh, he's being funny. I didn't cough that long.
You know what's funny is I only muted it in our headphones, not to the
Jesus,
not to the broadcast.
Well, are we right side up on the cameras?
We are.
Because that was a problem earlier.
I believe so. We are right side up.
So they said they'd be sitting with him, and Artie can do the baseball vernacular far better than I can, of just telling the story of like, oh, it's a 3-2 and he's up on the pitcher, and then hits the button. Look at the fucking tits on that broad, and then 2-3 and he's hitting and straight in the single. Just that he's
just filthy,
and he can just go and do this, and everything he talks about, he's just the life of the party. You hang out with him, you're having the greatest time ever. He's so friendly. The WWE clips that he was involved in, everything he did was exactly what, and this is my preference of what I want out of a celebrity.
100%.
He's a person. He's a civilian first, right? Like he's a perfectly good baseball player,
right?
But that didn't come into and I'm going to stand up to you. Him interviewing Andre the Giant and getting a little sassy with him and like, come on, don't you want to say this? And Andre grabbing him and choking him and showing all those crazy shark baby teeth that he has, and then Euchre getting the life strangle out of him for those few seconds, and then getting back into his place.
Right.
Of like, oh, that's right.
Right.
This is the world of giants.
Yes.
I don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
But he's funny and he pokes the bear a little bit and the bear fucking comes back to remind the audience, like, don't fuck with these people.
That's not Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah.
That's not the Giant. Yeah, that's I mean, there's also something about the fact that he's one of those celebrities who's kind of a pro wrestling personality. And so he can bring what he does to pro wrestling in the small ways he did. And it feels like, oh, Bob Uecker's here, not, oh, a celebrity is here doing celebrity things with, which is, WWE and other wrestling companies have always had problems with that. That's just entertainment business.
You want to be liked and you want to be accepted, and the cool new person likes you. But yeah, Bob Uecker is a treasure. There's so many fun videos of him in the baseball world and the wrestling world to go and watch and enjoy. Watch some Mr. Belvedere. Go get you some. But yeah, that one bummed me out. But like I said, 90, that's pretty good.
Rest in peace, Bob Uecker.
And something that we don't talk about too often on this show, but I was intrigued by a litany of upcoming wrestling shows. Because I know you are, how do we put this for a co-host of a wrestling podcast?
Uninterested in pro wrestling?
Yeah. And I was tickled by many of these. I was like, man.
Not entirely true, guys.
Mostly true. I'd love to sit and just watch the shit out of, I think, all of these shows, because there's something about it that's interesting. So the timing of some of this, the time we're recording is a little tricky, but overall.
So some of the stuff might have happened already by the time it airs, you mean?
Yeah, but it's still, any of this is, you can forever keep ordering it or watch it online or whatever it is. But I just wanted to highlight some of these and see maybe this piques some of your interest.
Totally.
So the first one that comes up here, AEW Grand Slam Australia on Saturday, February 15th. At this point, all that's mentioned
Buddy Murphy
matches.
Is he on the card?
I don't know. Not yet. The only match so far announced is Toni Storm versus Mariah May.
Toni Storm is Australian too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So some hometown.
She hasn't been able to shake it.
She still has it.
Yeah. So can't get it out of there. But a major event for them in Australia. I don't think they've been there yet. So I think that would be an exciting atmosphere to watch whatever kind of fucking show it is.
Yeah.
In Australia.
Totally.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
And I know we dog on AEW a bunch, and for very good reason, but they've had attendance issues here.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it certainly works out well when they go someplace else.
Yeah, because the people
been there.
Exactly. Because the people that have been here have come seen the show, and
they do a lot of the same markets.
Exactly. And this is going to people who are going to come from all over Australia because they are fans of AEW. Mm-hmm. So it will be, I'm sure, an incredible crowd compared to what they're currently experiencing.
Right. You're going to get that energy
at
the show. You're going to get that. And then whatever they're going to try and cater to, are they going to go, super bloody? Are they going to go with all the hometown heroes? Like, what's it going to be?
Let's just not have like a stupid, like kangaroo street fight or something idiotic.
No?
Some gimmick. I'm just worried that they're going to do some gimmick.
Of course they will.
Disaster Down Under, or
That's fine.
Devastation Down Under, but not if they put match at the end.
What about a Dingo Ate Your Baby match?
Dingo Ate Your Baby match.
They're going to hire somebody named Dingo.
That was a horrible story. Do you know where that started?
No.
It's a real
Australia.
Yeah. It was like some woman on the news.
A woman?
Some woman on the news, I said.
Oh.
It was really terrible. Dingo ate her baby.
Was it a dingo? Or was
it drunk? A baby?
Or was it Hasselhoff eating a burger off the floor? Just that type of thing. Like, what happened? Oh, it was my husband. My husband ate the baby. I'm sorry. I thought it was a dingo. Dingo's getting a bad rap. Next one up, The People versus GCW.
That is a great name for an event.
Great name for an event. I think you'd also like the advertising posters they're using for it, like all the artwork that they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it's black and white. Looks like something that I'd see your photo on the post office wall.
What?
And
that seems cruel.
Well, you shouldn't have done what you did, eating that baby.
What did you say it was called?
The People versus GCW. So you'll see some of the matches here. There's a lot on this card, as you do with, the lower scale.
That's pretty
wrestling
shows.
Shows.
Fun.
But it pops out. It stands out as being unique and different. This show is scheduled for Sunday, January 19th, 2025. So this will have already happened by the time listeners hear this. But it's happening at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. So they got a lot of ECW stuff going on there. It's going to be on Triller as well as pay-per-view. So this one I'm actually considering maybe going to get on Triller after the fact and just try and stay away from spoilers. But GCW World Champion Mance Warner defends against Effie or Allie Katch. I know Effie's been in the news a lot lately with the whole Ricky Starks situation, which we haven't really gone into, but
right.
So that's Effie versus Allie Katch is a match that happens earlier in the night, and winner faces champ, so that adds some drama to it. Some other highlights here. Let me see if some names that would be more familiar.
I'm seeing a lot of names from my past on this card.
Yeah, so Super Crazy, Tajiri, and Little Guido versus Arez, Gringo Loco, and Jack Cartwheel.
I was specifically mentioning Little Guido, and it looks like Amazing Red. Both people who I worked with way back.
Oh, wow. Amazing Red's on the show, too.
I mean,
that's cool.
If this is to be believed, whatever I'm looking at on the internet right now. Yeah, no, this seems fun.
Yeah, he's on there. He's on the card.
I think, it's one of those things where it's like the GCW of it all, right? Like, how much are they going to lean into that brand that you and I tend to like a little bit less versus like giving us a nice, well-rounded card?
I think when there's a match like advertised doors, ladders, and chairs match for the vacant GCW Ultra Violent Championship.
Doors, ladders, and chairs.
That one will probably be that.
Right. That's
and
fair.
They'll have to do some sweeping, hopefully some mopping. I doubt it. Matt Cardona versus to be announced, because I think that was supposed to be Ricky Starks and that whole situation that he got pulled from it. So that's probably something of note, right? Because Cardona there, this seems like a pretty big show for them. Looking for one of the other ones here. Oh, yeah. Bloodsport match, Josh Barnett versus Tom Peastock, if you're familiar who that is.
That's Baron Corbin?
Yes.
Tom Peastock.
Yeah.
And that's how he's booking himself?
Apparently, that was my initial.
Rough last name.
Yeah, I mean, he's really got to.
Change it to Peacock. It's so close. And Tom Peacock is a very easily memorable, good wrestling name.
Why not Max Peacock? Then that's all the. Max has AEW stuff. Peacock has WWE stuff. He's got it all.
We got to get like Bleacher Report.
Max
in there.
Triller Peacock.
Great. Plus
a dash of Disney. So yeah, those are some highlights there. Sabu's gonna be there. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but it's a pretty stacked show. There's a lot. I'd say damn near too much, but they're certainly at least attempting to give you your money's worth.
Yeah, not too shabby.
And then that's not all. We got more shows. Saturday night's main event will return on January 25th on NBC and Peacock.
Love it.
And the updated card at this point, it's happening in San Antonio. Here's what we got so far. The last Saturday night's main event wasn't so much for me. I was very excited for Jesse Ventura, but on paper, I was like, I'm not interested in the show too much.
I think there was I really liked the Kevin Owens.
That was the match I was looking forward to.
Right.
Kevin Owens and Cody.
The fact that Kevin is really leaning into the heel now, and that you have Ventura there to play that with.
Yes.
And that was just a fun little mixture. Lots of fun ingredients.
Well, now the good part about this is we're getting follow-up to that on the Saturday night's main event. So I feel confident in that Jesse Ventura will go, hey, I remember those guys. I can keep talking about them.
Right.
I didn't meet them 5 minutes ago.
Sure.
So we get a contract signing for Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens with Shawn Michaels as a special enforcer. I guess he's got extra pens. But it'll be good because he'll be able to keep his eye on both guys at the same time.
By the way, did you see the Kevin Owens' t-shirt? The Canadian Dream t-shirt?
No.
Ah, shit.
It's Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah, but wait. Instead of the son of a plumber?
Yeah.
Canadian Dream t-shirt.
What did his dad do?
Kevin. Yeah, exactly. Wait.
I don't know what Kevin Owens' dad did.
Oh, Kevin Owens. Oh, there's so many terrible like t-shirts that like people sell online. How do I just find the photo of?
I assume you pull it from a SmackDown, right? Like you put in the date.
There it is. That was the shirt right there. It says the Canadian Dream, son of a security systems technician.
I wish it looked a little bit more old school, like the Dusty Sucks Eggs type shirt.
Right. Sure.
You seen that one before?
Yes.
Like that
one.
That if it looks.
Yeah.
No, not that.
No, but that's like, isn't that like the style of it?
No, that's not. Look up Dusty Sucks Eggs shirt because it needs to look more retro. I know it's a lot of words on there, a lot of letters. That if it looked more like
I'm
that.
not sharing this. I thought I was sharing the screen with everybody. I apologize to the people. I've been looking stuff up without you. Yeah, just like very basic. I think that's Coppertown or Coopertown is the name of that font everybody uses.
I'll agree with you.
Yeah, fantastic.
So yeah, we're gonna have a showdown with them because they have the upcoming ladder match at the Royal Rumble to winner takes all the 2 titles that didn't really exist, but now they exist.
Right.
More titles. We've got World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defends against Jey Uso. Kind of excited for that. Jey Uso match is just disappointing left and right for me.
Yeah. I do feel like Jey has struggled to find a wrestling identity, not a gimmick, but like a wrestling
personality wise.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah. But
then with the bell rings, you go, I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing is I think that he's by no means is he like unimpressive. Do you know what I mean? Like he's an incredible wrestler.
Correct.
But the way his character connects to the wrestling he does, that's where the struggle is.
I feel like timing or just something about it, it's just not clicking.
I think the Usos were the worst affected by the AEW problem, that the indie style. I mean, look no further than the singles match at Mania, where it was just like, what are we going to do in this match? How about 75 super kicks?
Yeah.
And I think like the Usos kind of feel like they fit in an AEW where they're always doing like a little bit too much.
A little bit too much. And then it's like, well, yeah, sell it.
Right. Yeah. A little bit too much.
Where's the reality of this? Like,
sure.
Yeah, but then I'll do this.
But with that said, Gunther does not have bad matches.
Yeah, but he's wrestled Jey Uso before.
Yeah.
And they're not the best.
I mean, I don't know. I think this could be
He will just hit him every so often. Right. So there's that.
Yeah. And it might just be that. It might just be a fine match. There's just, let's not forget, like, they're not pay-per-views. They're like special events, but like we just had one. Yeah. I also feel like they're struggling to like walk that line of like, this isn't a pay-per-view, but we're treating it like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But also
a few matches.
But also we're still trying to sell you on the actual pay-per-view that the match is going to, like, for example,
it's a PLE.
The Rhodes.
$5.
Yeah.
$5.
Okay.
We got WWE Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker defends against Sheamus. That's going to be fucking good. That was this might go in our watch along.
Braun Breaker and Sheamus. Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't been in love with Braun Breaker, but
what's wrong with you?
I think
what else could he possibly do?
He's a throwback to the wrestlers that I didn't like when they were fresh at the time. There's like
he's not from New York.
I have like PTSD of his dad and his uncle as single stars.
But you didn't watch that.
There was a reason.
No, you didn't. That was on WCW.
Yeah, it was bad to me. It was just bad.
You've seen him since. And
he's an insane athlete, and I mean that'll be great. Again,
the personality's amazing.
Yeah, and the two of them are going to beat the ever living shit out of each other.
And he's so fucking fast. Like, I can't wait. I've not really been interested to go see a wrestling show live in a long time, but he's the one person I go, I got to go see Braun Breaker before he slows down.
Right.
And then this was another one where I go, this also might be on a watch along. I'm so excited for this. This was just added. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. That could be fucking
That's
great.
interesting. Can Braun keep up? You think?
Why not?
I don't know. He's Braun.
Well, yeah, but he hasn't diminished.
I don't even know. Can I be honest with you? Has he even been on the product? Like, what has he been doing on the product? The last I remember, he was teaming with Ricochet before Ricochet got let go.
Oh my God.
That was like 20 years ago.
You should watch wrestling for a wrestling podcast.
I watched Netflix. I watched it.
I watched Osho.
Yeah.
That was the WrestleMania Business Summit.
I know Netflix. It was.
With so-called matches in between.
My favorite thing is how much they advertise Netflix to the people who already paid for Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your target advertising.
They're mooching off other people.
Yeah.
Sharing passwords. And then we're also supposedly still, we're getting Ventura and we're supposed to get Hogan. So that'll be fun.
Where they're in San Antonio. He might not get as booed out of the building as he did.
I don't know. LA. Would you see it happen enough times? Like it happened in Florida, for fuck's sake.
I mean,
this has been consistent.
No, yeah, you're not at all wrong. But it happened in Florida with an international crowd, though.
No, it didn't.
Wasn't it at Mania?
Yeah,
meaning people come from all over for Mania.
Not at that point. That's been over because that was post-pandemic.
Oh, I don't remember
the first
that.
one they brought back.
So that's right, because it was supposed to be the one that got canceled in 2020 was supposed to be at the Raymond James Stadium.
Oh, to me,
the Raymond James Stadium. You know how they're always wrestling those wrestle fights in football stadiums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't get a stadium infection either. That's bad when the mat's too nerdy.
Yeah, no, yeah. If it's a little bit too bouncy, then you end up with a little bit of an infarction.
No good.
Yep.
But we also got
Lemon Cat in the chat. Respect to Lemon Cat. This is the first time I've seen that name. Says San Antonio is chill. He'll get booed. Respect.
We also have TNA Genesis.
Yeah. Isn't that
they does what Nintendo don't?
Caused Planet of the Apes.
Yep. 16 bits.
Genesis.
It airs Sunday, January 19th as well on pay-per-view. And this one, the card is we got TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth defending against Joe Hendry. So if you don't watch this, but you claim you believe in Joe Hendry, then you're a lying piece of shit.
Not entirely, because I believe in AEW. It exists. I know it exists, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
this
but
week.
There's no song about believing in AEW.
Challenge accepted.
So there's that, which I'm sure fans are very excited about. TNA Knockouts World Champion Masha Slamovich defends against Rosemary in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. I feel a little bad about that one.
Clockwork Orange House of Fun match? Is it named after the Stanley Kubrick movie Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
You're going to have two women?
This was a Raven thing from far long ago.
Oh, I was going to say, you're going to have two women wrestle in a match named after a movie about serial rapists?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a Raven thing.
Okay.
It's another violent
sure
match, and
they're all just no DQ matches.
Yeah.
Although the fact that it said, did you say Fun House? Is that what it said?
House of Fun.
House of Fun. Does that mean that it's not in the ring?
Probably. Or it can be not in the ring.
Right.
So yeah, I don't want Rosemary to get more torn up.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her, I was like, you lost a step or two.
I wonder,
like, dealing with injuries.
I was going to say, how far, do you think Rosemary's towards the end of her career at this point? Like,
she's been doing it for
a long time.
Yeah. So,
and I respect it, because the reality is like women in the industry just don't tend to have the longevity that men do, because they have to be women as well, and do all the actual work in life that men get to just kind of coast and be like, I worked out this morning. What did you do? It's like, I fucking took care of your life for you, you dummy.
To be that guy.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like that we now know, thanks to the watch long series, that we are familiar with Masha Slamovich.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that like from what I saw of her, Rosemary, again, I haven't seen Rosemary in a while, but for the Rosemary that I remember,
only she was on a show that you love, NXT.
But the Rosemary that I like remember, like I think that's a really good person for Masha to wrestle, because one of our complaints about Masha, if I remember, in that match in the Queen of the Indies, which again, you can't have a queen if you're independent. It goes against the independent is anti-monarchy. So how do you have a queen? Anyways, I digress. One of our complaints was that I felt like there was a little bit lack of realism. The selling, there was a little bit too spot friendly. And I think Rosemary is like great at grounding, even though the character is absurd.
I know, that's what's funny. It's like,
I know, realism.
This is unrealistic. Can we bring Rosemary in, please?
But Rosemary's wrestling style is slower and more impactful,
violence
than it is. Yeah.
You've also got the TNA Tag Team Champions Matt and Jeff Hardy defending against the Rascals. So there's some big names on here. There's some marquee matches. So this could be a really solid show.
It also, I like that there's like, it feels like names from different companies. Like there's a possibility the Hardys and the Rascals have wrestled 20 times and I'm just not familiar with it. But to me, they sound like, oh, Hardys from here, Rascals from here. And it feels like a combination.
Where are these from? Where are these here? A cupboard and a bassinet?
Yeah, the closet over here.
Okay.
And the utility room.
One's old guys, one's young guys.
Yeah. Two different worlds.
One team loves weed a lot. The other one
loves what? Exactly.
And pill bottles and grapes.
And alcohol and
grapes. Yeah.
Who's grapes? Oh, wine. You talking about wine?
Nope.
Just regular grapes. Good old grapes.
Talk about grapes with Matt Hardy.
I don't get the reference.
There was an amazing promo that he did that had circulated quite a bit, and then he pulled it. He pulled it down because
he got rid of his grape
people
promo?
questioned whether or not he was
on something.
Oh,
interesting.
So he was training in the ring, running the ropes and in the ring. So he's got someone filming him there, and it's like the guy who's filming him is right here. Matt's like right there. So it's a very up close interview, and Matt. Again, speculation that he just seems a little out of it.
Right.
So the internet had a field day with this one.
Of course.
And while he's training, like he reaches into his pocket and then just starts eating grapes also. And it's in this way of like
pocket grapes.
They're in a little plastic bag. And he's just like I love grapes. I love them. And then would still talk like, and then I'm coming for you. This is going to happen. And I mean, you hear him squishy and they're.
Should we try to find this on the internet?
Again, he pulled it. I hope you can find it because then that was an immediate bit that this was very early on and On Your Mark.
Right.
We were at this benefit show that Nigel McGuinness was putting on, and we were negotiating at the time, like trying to get Matt Hardy, and it was a back and forth. And this thing was at a it was connected to a hotel. Like it was an airport, a hotel, and then they had this ballroom, and that's where the wrestling show was.
Right.
And there were staff walking by, and I asked one of the guys, I normally don't do something like this, but like there was someone clearly who worked at the kitchen staff. I go, I'll pay whatever. Like, can I get grapes, please? Can I get a thing of grapes?
Right.
And then, then Shane was like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, you didn't see the fucking Matt Hardy grape thing?
Just wait for this.
You didn't see the grape thing? And he goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, that matter, dude.
This is such a good story.
We're fucking, you got to hide these. You got to hide these. So like there was a plate and we got a napkin and we put it under his chair.
Oh my God.
And I said, just at one point during the interview, you got to do this.
Right.
You got to just talk to him and then just don't bring attention to it at all.
Right.
And bring out the grapes and just start eating them.
Don't tell him
don't anything about it.
God, this is brilliant.
We had certain rules with Matt that we couldn't talk about this or the other, and it was fine. It's like, yeah, we agreed to all that shit. Like, there was no edge Lita stuff.
Right, sure.
I was like, understandable, totally fine. And then there wasn't anything about the grapes. So yeah, you can see it in the interview that Marquee Extreme's talking to him, and then at one point reaches under and pulls out the grapes and just starts eating them, and then. He says, you want some? And Matt Hardy goes, oh, yeah, I love grapes. It starts like scooping up a couple and then makes some comment to the effect of like, yeah, the internet has a real problem with it.
I mean, that's fantastic. I love everything about that.
But yeah, I was bummed that I wasn't able to ever find that interview again. You know, they say you put it on the internet, it lives forever. This is the one thing I haven't been able to find.
Yeah. I'm struggling to come up with anything.
So,
yeah. Now I want to at least find the On Your Mark of it.
Well, On Your Mark, Matt Hardy interviewed, not the one with the two of them. On Your Mark Wrestling usually helps bring it up. But yeah, it's an early one.
All right, well, I'll find it. We could do this off air.
Okay.
But also, is this the Grapes one? Matt Hardy Grapes?
Is he in the ring?
YouTube? It looks like he's in the ring. Yep. Unless this is somebody making fun of Matt Hardy.
Who would
Grapes.
do that?
No, this is just someone's dumb video.
Hey kids,
never mind. Okay, well,
so
lots
Matt
of
Hardy
good,
loves grapes. Everybody.
lots of good wrestling cards on the horizon.
Lots of good wrestling cards, and that brings us to WWE and TNA signing a multi-year deal to continue their partnership.
Yeah, I feel like the internet made this a really big deal, and they're like, "Oh my God, think of all the crossovers we're gonna get." And I thought, like, didn't we have the Knockouts champion, the Rumble, a couple years ago, and haven't we had this a little bit already with Jordan Grace last year?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
and we've had WWE people going to TNA as well. So,
but does this seem like it's
this is how I'll address
expansion?
It. Where it's yes, I think you and I are in agreement of like, yeah, no, they're saying they're continuing it. But now it's in a more official capacity.
Got it.
The speculation of, was it a handshake agreement previously?
Right.
Was it something written, but that just wasn't highly advertised because both parties maybe didn't know, like,
sure,
you might be fucking weirdos. I don't know. You guys are based out of Florida, right?
I don't want to.
So are you.
I don't want to commit to something. We can commit to a night, because then when that night is over, we can just assess and move on.
And then whether that was under Vince McMahon regime and agreements and money, all kinds of shit. Who
Question
knows?
Marks.
But now there's a press release in place, and they're flat out saying like, "Hey, the press release says this: the agreement will enable talent to garner additional exposure across key WWE and TNA programming, including weekly flagship shows such as NXT, which airs live on the CW, and TNA Impact, select WWE premium live events, and TNA pay-per-views, in turn bolstering the in-ring development and exposure to world-class talent and coaching." So, yeah, some examples were given, like you said, with Jordan Grace being in the Rumble. Roxanne Perez was challenging somebody here. There's a mishmash names.
Sure.
Joe Hendry, cross promotion. Frankie Kazarian, Rosemary, the Rascals. Like, there's just been a lot of people. So when you officially announce it like this, I think that just means more. And it's pretty cool for the sake of television audience scale, surprise element here, and just getting more connections and meeting people.
I mean, the occasional WWE talent popping up on TNA is great for TNA. The occasional TNA talent popping up on WWE television is great for TNA. I think this could be really good. But I do like to speculate, like, oh, what could happen if they were to, if this is more than like an appearance here and there, and it's like, oh no, we might be able to do a program between the two companies where it takes place across both shows.
Oh, an invasion.
Oh boy. Well, I have a question about names. Like, what if they're like, yeah, we're going to have Nemeth like do a promotion with somebody? It's like, no, that's you mean Ziggler? Because on our show,
if Nick Nemeth shows up at the Royal Rumble,
right?
What's he gonna be? He would show up as Dolph Ziggler, right? Or they would call him Dolph Ziggler, and he's like, no.
Right.
That's what I was when I worked for you guys.
But then, does that close the door on him returning as Dolph Ziggler in the future? Because they're pretty good about business being like, if we might want to bring you back. No, you're right. You might be right.
Different times.
I mean, we did get Penta, and he's just Penta. No crazy new name.
Yeah,
which was nice.
He dropped a bunch of shit.
What did he say?
He dropped a bunch of shit on his name of just like Penta L0.
Right. Oh yeah, I know. But like meaning it's still his name though. It's not like now his name is his name is the L Jumper L Jump Around.
L Jump Around. Well
trying to think of the sort of names they would come up with.
Who?
The WWE.
No, he didn't go to NXT.
Oh right. Sorry.
Sam's Jumpers. Sam's Jumpers.
Sean's Jumpers down there, right?
Right. How are we on time? Because we cut a story here.
We could do whatever we want. We've been going about 50-ish. We could do another. We could do a thing.
I'm gonna cut a story and go.
Cut a story. Let's go to the main event. Oh wait. Was there anything we wanted more to speculate on the TNA stuff? So, was there anything you'd like to see? I want to talk a bit more about that. Actually.
Sure.
Like, is there any? Like, I would love to see. I would love to see a return to WWE Hardys with TNA Gold.
Oh,
I like the idea of because it's one thing when Jordan Grace shows up and has the Knockouts champion, but the WWE audience doesn't really know Jordan Grace. So it's like, oh, this is their champion. That's fun. But when it's somebody who the WWE audience might be already familiar with holding their titles gold, for example, a Nemeth or Ziggler, whatever you want to call them, like that actually I think is an interesting way to draw the viewer to be like, oh, like the guy that I like is the champion.
Oh man, that guy who was rarely ever champion here and constantly said he was going to be it.
Kinda
is it over there? Oh, they must suck.
Yeah, I think the person who's going to have that thought process is the person who already isn't watching. I'm talking more about the casual viewer of like, I always wanted this guy to be world champ, and he is world champ, but not here.
Yeah, but don't you think they're lower players then by proxy?
No, not if it's not presented that way. No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like people go off and do better things elsewhere all the time in wrestling.
Right.
It's not like people who didn't watch saw Cody Rhodes come back and go, why is everyone making such a big deal of this guy?
Yeah, but then once if you're only watching WWE and you assume that they're the measuring stick of everything and everything else is less than, don't you then?
I don't know.
Otherwise you'd be watching the other thing.
Or you just, or it's just not on your radar as much.
You can't have radar in this day and age. You're like, where? How do I find it?
TNA is there. It's like a stealth bomber. It's not picked up by radar.
Oh, an SBD.
Well, anyways, is there anything that you're potentially excited about or any like fun crossover things that you would like to see?
It would be nice to see Moose show up in WWE television in some form.
Yeah.
Like that's a guy who's been around. And even if it's for the sake of like whatever happens on TV, I'd like him to be chatting with WWE people.
You know, it would be fun.
And them going like,
yeah,
hey, do these couple of things and we might see in a little while.
Well, you know, it could be a fun use for him is like, I think this is one of the best uses of this crossover partnership, whatever, is like the mystery tag partner. That's a great, you can use that gimmick where it's like, oh, not that Roman and Moose I think would be involved in a Roman match, but if the story they're telling with Roman Reigns is like, you burned all your bridges, you have no friends here. You can't, there's nobody that's willing to back you up anymore or whatever.
Does he need friends when he has so much family?
Does he? I mean, they don't really love him anymore, but I don't know. Maybe Roman's a bad example, but somebody who's burned a lot of bridges, you know, you can pull from the other company and have a fun surprise name to come and help out. And it doesn't need to be someone who sticks around.
Right.
It could be a fun one night thing. And if it's a tag match, it's less pressure for them to be like, you got to go out there and be the guy.
Right.
Like, I think that could be a really good use for Moose, and maybe not with Roman, but you know, somebody like him. But
okay, give me two people, because we'll be fine with time this airs. Give me two people, a man and a woman from TNA that you'd like to see in this year's Rumbles.
I got to look up the roster.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it.
TNA roster. Wrestlers. Hey, look at the TNA wrestlers. All
are you sharing them?
Wrestlers. I'm gonna share them. There we go. People can see them.
Good.
Let's see here. God, wow, Moose. How do you open your mouth that big? Jesus Christ.
Well,
it looks like Moose looks like a Rob Liefeld drawing in this photo.
Oh, you can't see his feet.
Exactly. That's my point. PCO. God damn, fucking dude is so he just looks like an actual monster. Let's see here.
My initial pick.
Is it going to be Eddie Edwards?
Well, my heart goes to Crazy Steve. That's what I'd really like.
Yeah.
But, you know, the one that I would go like, all right, I get it. We're doing business. And it's like, I love Crazy Steve as a person, but I think I would go with Josh Alexander. I think that would be the smartest.
You know what?
One to showcase and go like, hey, look, check this guy out. And you're going to see him over on the other show. But this is This is somebody.
You know, we also we learned a little bit about Hammerstone in a Championship of Champions a couple years ago. I'm not sure how much you recall of him, but he all of everything I saw that we looked up of him seemed like I'm curious. Like he has a little bit of that, maybe not quite Braun Breaker, but like there's a little bit of that vibe of there's like an intensity. He's big. He's like
the look
classic
of Heidenreich.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these people I'm just not familiar with.
Reno? Who's Reno?
Shogun.
Oh, that's fun.
That's fun.
That's a fun look. Oh, Mahabali Shira's still there? That's cool.
Yeah.
Good picks, Jake.
I'm still looking. I mean, here's the thing: is a lot of these people are people that have been in WWE at some point, whether it's NXT. So I think I'm falling into the problem of by not watching the product, I'm trying to find people who haven't appeared and I don't know who they are. So
judge a book by their cover.
Hard for me to pick them.
Tessa Blanchard would be controversial.
Yeah, that sure would. This woman definitely caught my eye. Savannah Evans.
Ooh.
Just because, you know, she looks enormous. Mm-hmm. She looks like she's got scale that I dig. Is Laredo Kid, is that Kalisto?
No.
He's got
Laredo Kid, I think, was always Laredo Kid. I know I met that dude, but I can't remember another name that he went under, but I think he's been around for
honestly a
while.
I think you kind of nailed it with Josh Alexander. There is definitely like a star power there that feels untapped.
Yeah.
Everybody else, because everybody else is like former WWE guys.
Not every. No,
I know, but the people that I know, people that I recognize, meaning people that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Judge a book by its cover. You could go Chris Bay, some gentleman named Matt Cardona.
Yeah, no, I think I like Josh Alexander
and Ace Austin,
Savannah Evans, Steve Macklin. How do these people get their mouths open so big? Look how big is one.
They have a jaw widening apparatus there at TNA.
Is that what they do?
Yeah. Top of the line.
Do they have trios? Oh, no, these are just stables. Never mind.
Sure. Why not? Everyone's got all the titles.
Mustafa Ali, I feel like he would go really far in WWE.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe if you were to start something with Retribution.
You know what? You could be on something there. Anyways.
Could be. Not.
Right. Main story.
Corey Graves. You hear about this? You know about this?
Heard him. Like him. Fan. Enjoy his work. Liked him as a wrestler. Enjoyed the 13th step.
What's that?
Is the name of his finisher.
Oh.
And I enjoyed
so
his work as a commentator, even though
he went to AA?
That was my interpretation of it, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't think a 13th step is welcomed because it sounds like it's going to be something violent. Like you do all the nice things. You say you apologize, you do all that, and then the 13th step is then to hurt someone?
Now I'm second guessing whether that what it was called, because that's what I do.
Right. It's like it's the loafer.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was yes, it was 13th step. Lucky 13. It was different. He called it different things.
Oh geez.
But I liked it. It was like a calf crusher kind of thing where it was like an upside down sharpshooter. It was a cool looking move.
Okay.
I dug it.
Well, with Pat McAfee returning to WWE commentary, the main roster announced teams underwent a shakeup, with Graves being left as the odd man out. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are the Raw team. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett have been shifted to SmackDown. And then, starting a while back, Graves moved to NXT for a 3-man booth with Vic Joseph and Booker T. Graves posted a tweet voicing his displeasure with the situation, and it said this, quote, "Imagine chasing your dream, then being told, not deciding, that you're no longer physically able to pursue your dream. Then you dedicate your life to something dream adjacent and being pretty fucking awesome at it. And then, when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being told you're not famous enough for your own job. Just in case you've been wondering where I've been." Then Graves posted later saying, "I got a lot to say. Don't miss NXT tonight on the CW. Tonight." but Graves was not on that show. He was pulled from that show, and people were speculating, oh, man, this probably worked. This is probably an angle. I don't think so. I don't think it is.
You don't think there's an angle here because you think that the tweets that were pulled is a sign.
Tweets that were, then pulled down, and Graves not being on NXT as a follow-up. Like, you put the person on TV as a follow-up.
Right.
People speculated for a long time that, he's cleared to wrestle again. Maybe he will be wrestling at some point. And then, okay, maybe this starts something in NXT, this road to go forward of, like, that's it. I'm out of the booth for McAfee and this guy. Okay. Oh, okay. He's going to start there and then maybe get a match too. And then there's going to be something brewing here. I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem to be legit. And the fact that he was doing his job by telling people to watch the program.
Right.
Which WWE would generally be like, hey, no such thing as bad publicity. If people are going to tune in now because they want to see what you say, great. Don't fucking say anything that we don't want you to say.
Yeah, what are you going to say?
But yeah, like...
Hold on, no. Say this instead because we're going to do this.
Yes. If I had to speculate...
You do. That's what the show is.
Great. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Speculators. He legitimately is upset that he lost his job on the main roster for somebody who... I don't know this, but if you told me, I would believe that he doesn't like Pat McAfee. If you told me that Pat McAfee was annoying to Corey Graves, I would be like, that tracks.
Okay.
Right? Do you follow that?
Yeah. He annoys me.
Right. And so I think that Graves takes the job incredibly seriously. I think he said he's pretty damn good at it. He's confident in his ability. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. I think this is 100% legitimate. I think he doesn't get pulled from NXT. I think he gets into an argument and then decides that he's not doing it. That's my guess.
Yeah,
my guess is that something happened.
Equivalent
backstage.
of what wrestlers have gone through many years with WrestleMania season,
right?
When we got a big name, they have some celebrity status.
Sorry, Cody.
They're a legend, and people know them, and we gotta fucking put them on. Whoever you are, Jericho, Owens, whatever. Like we're
the big number 2
We're
slot.
doing Goldberg, we're doing Lesnar, we're doing Rock, we're doing Austin, we're doing something. We got a big name, and that's going to just draw more people overall. Them's the breaks. Thanks for doing this all year. And some people get upset by it. Some people go, I get it. This is that now for announcers.
Right.
Because Joe Tessitore is big in the world of sports.
Absolutely. People
I don't know if that crossover is there by any stretch. I don't know if anyone likes a sports commentator enough to go, well, I'll watch him do wrestling because I following him, I know he's into the sport, so I'll check it out. And if he's calling it, maybe I'll be kind of into it. By sheer numbers alone, you got to go, probably a handful of people at least did. Right. Same with McAfee. Like McAfee's always incorporating it on his shows and his program, and whether he's introducing characters in a fun way that maybe someone sees Sheamus doing some shit and they're like, I kind of like that guy.
Yeah. Like McAfee's connection to the product goes beyond WWE television.
Yes.
Because
his synergy is strong.
He brings that to his multimedia empire, whatever you want to fucking call it. I'm not sure if it's just a podcast. Does he have a TV show? I don't really know what he does outside. I know he has clips I see sometimes.
Yeah. Like he sat with Vince. He sat with Brock. Yes. He's had Rock, Triple H. Like they're big interviews, and he does have sound bites. Something you go, well, I listened.
There's a little bit. Sometimes there's work on there where he like literally does a bit, and then they put that on TV and they make it story. And so I totally understand that. Is he a better commentator than Corey Graves? No. But do they care? No. I think and I would rather listen to Corey Graves any day of the week than to Pat McAfee. Not that I dislike Pat McAfee. I dislike him sometimes. I think he is good for the modern era Michael Cole. I like it when they're together, but I also like it when other people are together. Like
this is a weird. This gets into a bigger discussion where we're at a point now that with that Netflix first episode of Raw highlighted, we're the popular kids again.
Yeah,
we're becoming more mainstream. It's still wrestling at the end of the day.
100%.
But they have a lot of very popular people in pop culture, sports, celebrity that are
sitcoms from 20 years ago.
They're even dying. Like Euchre's like, I can't get a ticket. Shit.
No.
Too expensive. So they're riding that with as many famous people involved as they can. And now it's just gone beyond wrestling, that it's turning into the announcers and stuff like that they're getting affected by it. And I'm with you where I go, but I want the wrestling announcers to do the wrestling announcing for the wrestling show that I want to watch, rather than the corporate synergy show of praising, hey, we're on Netflix. We did this.
And here in the first row, the Netflix executives, go fuck yourselves.
I understand it all. And it's impressive, but I'm going, but I'm watching the wrestling show.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to keep watching.
Sure.
When everybody else drops out, or the execs go, this isn't profitable,
or when somebody does something that they're not happy with, or which is inevitable in this weird carny world. That wrestling is like a stallion, and everybody's trying to tame it. Do you know what I mean? And you're only ever gonna be able to tame it so good. Every now and then, that shit's gonna buck you off, and it's just gonna be the way it works.
So it's tricky. I can't deny them for making all these moves. It makes all the sense in the world.
They're making billions. They're making so much money. They're making
so much money.
They are an absolute money printing machine.
And no one's going, well, I have enough.
Right.
I feel we should back away now.
And
we're good.
They're good at it. They're great. People talked about, we mentioned Penta's debut. Mm-hmm. People online and on the Discord, I saw people talking about, like, they had Penta merchandise there that night. They had masks they were selling.
Day one.
In all of the time he was in AEW, they never once sold a Penta mask at any of their stands.
No.
Like, that isn't, I did not know that. I just assumed, of course they're selling Penta. Any character who has a mask, you sell their mask. That's the whole point of having a mask in wrestling.
There was probably
no offense to luchadors.
There was probably on Pro Wrestling Tees, something that you could have ordered.
Sure.
But there's
it's
nothing
not an
that's
AEWshop.com
to a show that they had the merch as well as WWE had for his debut, and you could order it on that day. Like, here he is. If you dig it, fucking own every piece of it that you can for, shit.
Just unplug your headphones.
I think I did. For this round one of it all.
Right.
All right. Am I good? Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I mean, and I just think that, like, WWE, give them shit for being broad shills art wise, but they're making money hand over foot at this point.
Yeah. Some would say fist, but
hand over fists.
That's how big this is. And it sucks that Graves is taking the brunt. It's not, there's not anybody like, Booker T. I'm not the biggest fan of his commentary, but I wouldn't want Booker T in this situation either. I wouldn't want Wade Barrett in this situation.
No, I definitely wouldn't want Wade. I would want Booker. I wouldn't mind if it was Booker, because it's just like Corey said, like, Corey had his dream taken away from him, and then he found dream adjacent and something that he really enjoyed doing. Booker doesn't need to comment. I don't think Booker is putting his hand, it's not hanging his hat on his commentary work. Graves hangs his hat on his commentary work. He this is what I do. Mm-hmm. I was a wrestler. I could not reach the levels of that I wanted to reach. I had that dream taken away from me. This is now the thing that I will be remembered for. People are not going to remember.
Explaining they took it away from him.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think that I think the same thing with Wade to a lesser degree. Like, Wade still had Wade was world champion. Do you know what I mean? Like, Wade had, no, wasn't. I know he was Intercontinental. I assumed at some point he had the title. Nope. He never held the not WWE one, really?
Nope.
The other one? Oh, okay. I always thought. Anyways, regardless.
He's thrilled that you did.
Still had a longer, more illustrious career on the main stage than Corey did, but simultaneously still, I'm sure this is dream adjacent for him as well. But yeah, no, I get it, man. I'm definitely team Corey Graves in this story, but it doesn't mean that I don't get it. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, that sucks that I wish it wasn't the case, but also that's obviously the case.
Yeah. I don't know if this ends up being, take some time off, go cool off, and we'll see you back in a little while. McAfee's only there at the times when he's not involved in the NFL.
Right.
Although I think he's missing this upcoming Monday was announced, and there were memes. I don't know if that's going to be true or not.
That's so funny. The third Raw on Netflix, and he's like, he's already too busy, and they're going to bring in Graves for it.
Right. Or they call him up and he's like, no, fuck you. I don't want to do it. I don't know his sort of temperament when it comes to this stuff, because there are certain people that you can see and go, does he just want to get out of a contract? Is he renegotiating with his the old kind of way of like, is Carmella affected by this?
Still under, or is she still under contract? Because I know that she left, they had a baby, but I don't know that was going to be indefinite for her, or if her contract was up, or if she left. You mean like mid contract?
That's missing time with an injury, right?
Right.
You got all swollen, and then you had a discharge, and then my legs hurt now, and whatever. Oh, my back. Like, yeah, that's still time you didn't put in the ring. You're still under contract.
We're fining you. You're in breach.
I don't know. It's all tricky because you have to consider too for the household that you don't want to fuck things up for her situation of what she wants to do. So I don't know. We got two kind of rogue, pissed off commentators right now between Corey Graves and Kevin Kelly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's weird to think from both companies, what are they going to do? Are they going to be free agents soon? And then people are going to be trying to acquire them. Is Corey Graves the guy that is going to do some sort of tell all and go, that's not all of it. Here's more.
Right.
Or just quietly, maybe he takes a testator spot in sports somewhere and calls something. I don't know. The Brewers need an announcer now.
Yeah, let's for a moment humor the Smarks.
Okay.
And say this is a work.
Okay.
I don't think it is, but let's just humor it.
Okay.
Does anybody care about Corey Graves, the wrestler? Outside of myself.
No, because they'd have to introduce it.
Right.
They would.
It would be kind of starting from scratch for that guy.
They would, if they tell the story. And they do it. I think everyone would be on board.
Yeah.
They'd be excited for it. But I'd be really concerned about his hair. Because he puts so much effort into it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like plastic. It's like Lego Man hair at this point. Like I think he'll be fine.
Snap off.
Yeah, it'll stay connected.
But maybe that's what you could do with it. I certainly didn't give a shit when it was Adam Cole and Pat McAfee and whatever that was.
Right.
If this were to build towards something WrestleMania adjacent or WrestleMania,
I mean,
it
would have to be
famous guy. You think you're a big shot. There could certainly be some there because the war of words between the two, I think, would be very intriguing.
Sure.
So
right,
but at the end of the day, it's a commentator versus a commentator.
Well, unless it's full, unless he's like, no, I want to go back to being a superstar. Unless he's like, literally, I'm leaving the announce desk behind, and I want to do this.
But the initial part is you're like,
the initial part,
commentators fucking fight, or maybe?
And I mean, like, there is a level, there is a moment that could be capitalized on in a wrestler, not a Pat McAfee, like an actual working superstar heel. Picks a fight with him, and he just goes like, you know what, fuck it, tonight I'm getting in the ring, and Adam Pearce or whoever the Magnus or whatever is just like, no, you like no, you're a commentator, I'm not gonna let you fight, I'm not gonna let you fight. You don't even have gear, and then he's just like doesn't care, and then he just wrestles and he's good.
He doesn't have gear and he wrestles, so he's in the nude.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. But like there is a chance there for one big pop from the crowd who doesn't maybe know entirely there in live that like this dude can wrestle, and he's not just like, it's not like, oh, it's funny when, a guy who doesn't wrestle gets in the ring and lands a punch and everybody cheers. Like, this is a guy who can actually do the thing. Like, there was a moment for there, but I don't know what it is beyond that moment.
Well, then that's also potentially an Adam Pearce story. That's also potentially a now you got me thinking Magnus story.
Sorry, yeah. I literally couldn't come up with his name, Nick Aldis. Like the first thing I came up with.
All of them could be this, right? It's like, hey, did you know that I wrestled too?
100%.
Like, Yarr. And then we have JBL coming back on Monday, which is like, well, that's kind of another commentator that's coming back, and that would be someone that could certainly open it up. That if Corey Graves fought someone that was a loudmouth and a bully, that would be a good starter.
There's a commentator that WWE should really pull back and make him be a wrestler, because I think he'd be really good. Samoa Joe. I think, remember that commentator they had for a little while? I think he'd be good.
He don't work there.
Lemon Cat in the Discord, I mean in the YouTube comment says, Corey doesn't have the personality to succeed in the WWE. I can see him coming to New Japan and succeeding with his technical ability, where he has the option to cut a promo or not. I like that he said, coming to New Japan. Lemon Cat, do you work at New Japan? Do we have a New Japan employee?
Lemon
I wish
Cat
I knew.
Might be one of those mass wrestlers.
I wish I knew. Lemon Cat.
Yeah, just a really sour.
That's a
catfish.
great name. It's like a yellow cat, like a yellow, like Prince Puma, but he's yellow. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that he doesn't have the personality to succeed in WWE. I mean, like, there's plenty of people who have awful personalities who've succeeded in that company.
I would disagree with that because he wouldn't be there still.
I think if you have the personality to succeed in any facet of WWE, you have the personality to succeed in any other facet of WWE.
Yeah, because he can turn on the heel persona. He's been the 100%. Kind of happy-go-lucky guy for a very long time.
But he started as a heel commentator.
As the heel commentator.
Yeah, shut up, Cole.
Yeah, it was strong, and I think he can tap into that because of the long-standing association with him as a personality that people know.
Right.
That there's an initial, well, I like that guy.
Yeah. He narrated the history of WrestleMania in WWE 2K25. Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, there's an affection for him. So then does he turn on your affection?
Right.
Or is he turning it up?
Right. Or is he using that to his advantage as an underdog?
But he's not a blanket. If it was Jonathan Gresham, right? Like that dude.
Right.
One of those guys where you go, I don't care, dude. I hope someone fucking beats the shit out of you.
Right. Yeah.
Like Cole certainly was that for a long time.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like,
right.
Stone Cold beats him up and you're like, yeah,
it's funny.
Fucking cool. Yeah. Oh, we're supposed to garner sympathy. Yeah, but we don't know him. And we don't.
And
like
he's a
him.
nerd. We hate nerds.
Yeah, he's a little bitch.
He's a little bitch.
Yeah, he's Squeak from Basketball at that point.
Right. Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on that guy. Well, I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. I hope that it is not a departure.
Yeah.
I hope that whatever happens, all parties come out on the other side better for it. At the end of the day, there are plenty of stories about wrestlers in WWE and other members of the universe, so to speak, who got a better position in life by standing up for what they wanted.
Yeah.
It wasn't always immediate, but there's plenty of stories that we can point to and go, if this person didn't do this person didn't do that, this person didn't do this. And so let's just hope that this is one of those where he's justifiably upset. He's standing up for himself. He's not just being a pushover.
Probably did it in person first.
Yes.
Before
100%.
just going like, I'm just going to tweet this and I'm mad.
Yeah.
And then went, all right, you're not listening to me? Fuck you. I'll get my story out there.
Right.
And I just one piece of advice for Corey Graves. Don't go on Cole Cabana's podcast. Come on our podcast.
It'll be 10 years.
We'll go to court. Let's do it.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to sue us for shit anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for the program this week. Thanks to those of us who joined us. Happy to see some new names in there.
To us.
What did I say?
Those of us who joined
Thanks to those of us meaning like us here who are here. I don't know. Us.
Thanks to you for joining us.
This is the problem. I know that's the problem. The problem is I always like to make our podcast feel inclusive. And so I've butchered the branding a lot and being like, we are all the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
Right.
So I tend to say words like us and we a lot when I mean the people.
Thanks to us for
watching
those
and listening.
of us who joined us.
Again, fucking see if Scripps will walk after falling off the building.
I'm gonna have him call in.
Motherfuckers. Find us on all the socials as long as they exist until they all get banned. Head on over to pwpalskis.com. Snag yourself some merchandise. It really goes a long way to help the program. We got lovely little hats. By the way, we got brand new vintage like corduroy hats. I might have to get one of those. They look really nice and old school. I like it. They're cool looking.
Gonna get too warm?
Not in the winter months.
Okay.
Wearing merch is a really great way to support the show. Not only because we make a couple bucks. We don't make a lot of money, but we make a couple bucks on the merchandise. But also, you wear it, people see it, they go, "What the hell is that? What's a PWP? What's this? What's that?
You start getting
where'd you get the Hayotes? Yeah,
thrown at you, which is really nice. So like you're out enjoying your day, and then just you're accosted.
Yeah, and then
which is what you want.
Tell people about the program, and of course, it's 2020. $5 in the world of PWP. The entire Patreon is available for a measly $5 bill a month.
Yeah.
Head on over to patreon.com/pwpalskis. Get access to the live streams, get access to the entire Patreon catalog. There are hundreds of episodes there. evergreen episodes. There's the old original WWE Encyclopedia episodes. We've got Hair Hall of Fames. We've got a watch-along series that's been going on for years now. We now have video watch-along, so you don't have to listen to it and then sync your wrestling up with us. You just watch the video. We're going to show you the wrestling. We're going to hang out and chat.
You see our expressions. You see us reacting in real time.
Yeah. It's the best deal in wrestling podcasts, I think, if I could say so.
Yeah.
All for just $5. And of course, every single patron gets entered into our monthly PWP Championship Battle Royal. At the end of the year, all of those champions will be entered into a drawing for a grand prize. So you're going to want to be involved in that. Once again, that's patreon.com/PW Palskis. Scott and Arver, we have to thank our current Patreon Palskis.
Yes. Thank you for all of those supporting the show, and have to acknowledge the champ first and foremost, Alex Pierce, as well as AJ0314, Andrea Beeler, Gilbert Short, Mass Llama, Mexican Stallion, Michael Beltran, Mike Lucas, Strong Style, Suicide, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hader, and Tony Griggs.
Thanks to each and every one of you for your continued support of the program.
I got a plug.
Scott Narver has plugs. They look great. I couldn't tell.
Thank you.
I'm just trying the hymns. That's what I'm doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's working for the hers. I heard complaints.
Rude.
Well, I mean, she tweeted it. And then she took it
Corey
down.
Graves. I was going to say, getting the Corey Graves treatment.
Pro wrestling writers' rooms were crazy. I don't know if you've seen this series. There's 3 videos out now. Could be 4 by the time this comes out. I don't know. More were shot recently. Shane Hartline, Max Goodrich, the creators of this little comedy vignettes that involved wrestling writing rooms, and they're insane. Figure out how DX was formed. What else is there that's out? I don't want to say ones that aren't out yet.
I've seen the DX. I've seen the
Mark Henry and
match,
Mae Young.
Mark Henry, and then the pudding match.
Oh yes, okay.
Those are the ones I've seen.
Yes, and women's pudding matches. They're insane. They're silly. You can share them. They're like a minute long. Super fun. Check out Shane Hartline on Instagram, Twitter, and all that. I'm posting on my socials as well at Scott Narver. So check those out. Share them. Yeah, give them a watch. They're fun.
And I think that'll do it.
It should.
Thanks again to everybody tuning in. Thanks to everybody listening to the pod feed. Hey, you know what we haven't done in a really long time? Not like we haven't just plugged a bunch of crap here at the end. Apple Podcasts has the ability to leave a rating and review on a podcast to listen to.
Oh.
If you're listening to this, you probably left one at some point. It's probably like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So
you're like, man, Brian Kendrick had some great insight. Really made me rethink the history of the world.
Oh man, this Jack Gallagher is really going to take WWE by storm.
Yeah.
Pull
up them sales.
That was the review that I left on our show. I don't know why.
Oh.
But update your review. Go ahead and just leave another review. It'll bring you right back to the top. It'll tell any potential new listeners, viewers, what the show is now.
Yeah.
So please let's push for some new reviews. Maybe like in June this year we'll do like an Apple review giveaway for people who have
Granny
left.
Smith coming your way.
They've got to be new reviews, like reviews from January to June of 2025. In July, we will do a giveaway for we'll pick a random person who's left a new review.
Bonus points if you also do it in the nude. If it's a new review.
A nude review.
Yeah, you're just like, I was in the bathtub and I just add and I
But you have to
review.
You have to take a picture of yourself holding that day's newspaper.
That's right.
Otherwise we won't know whether or not
as a towel.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, oh man, I got ink all over me. I gotta rebathe.
All I need is a pan flip. All right. Yeah, good job, everybody.
We did it.
Thanks for joining us. It's always a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
It's Dragon Wagon.